Immigration and Customs Enforcement is asking companies to bid on new detention centers at up to 14 locations. Guantanamo Bay is one of them. The proposal could cost as much as $10 billion. No construction contract has been signed. January 29, 2025, President Trump stood at the bill's signing event and declared, "We have 30,000 beds in Guantanamo to detain the worst criminal aliens." He signed a memorandum directing the Department of Homeland Security and the Pentagon to expand the Migrant Operations Center at Naval Station Guantanamo Bay. CBS News reported in May 2026 that the Guantanamo migrant detention effort was projected to cost the U.S. military about $73 million. Network cited Defense Department figures given to Senator Elizabeth Warren. On May 11, 2026, the government was holding just 6 immigration detainees at Guantanamo Bay, all Haitian nationals. Each proposed unit follows one fixed design, a single-story building holding 26 detention cells. A security camera is installed in every cell, and detainees across all 26 cells share only a small number of communal showers. Time, which reviewed the solicitation documents, reported ICE's projected cost per unit at between $24 million and $40 million. Total spending for the entire expansion program is capped at $10 billion. The solicitation site list names 13 specific locations under consideration for the new detention units. The solicitation adds a key caveat. Construction at any listed site will proceed only if officials determine it is, in the document's own words, in the government's best interest. That clause makes every site on the list a candidate, not a confirmed build. ICE's own timeline, contract award by the end of September 2026. That places this solicitation at the very start of a procurement process, not the announcement of a finished facility. Independent trade reporting describes the deal as a single award contract, with one winning firm receiving individual task orders for specific sites over time, rather than a single lump sum project. The One Big Beautiful Bill Act. The 2025 Budget Reconciliation Law authorized roughly $45 billion for ICE detention capacity expansion through fiscal year 2029. That money is the funding base underlying this procurement and the wider construction push now underway. ICE had previously relied on a Navy logistics construction program, known in contracting circles as WEX Mac Titus, for rapid detention buildouts. That arrangement ended after Senators Elizabeth Warren and Jeanne Shaheen pressed the Pentagon to withdraw from its agreement with the Department of Homeland Security. Losing that fast-built pipeline pushed ICE toward a different procurement strategy entirely. Before pursuing new construction, ICE tried converting commercial warehouses into detention space. Detention. Watch Network Advocacy Director Sitara Gandhari said the backlash was so severe that, in her words, ICE was forced to retreat. Local lawsuits and community opposition stalled projects at multiple sites, leaving ICE without the added bed space it wanted. Gandhari described the shift to owned land construction as, in her words, a bit of a pivot. The underlying goal, she said, stayed constant, to have more large-scale, massive detention centers that ICE owns themselves. The method changed. Building on federally owned land, rather than acquiring private warehouses, is reported to avoid the zoning fights and lawsuits that stalled the warehouse conversion approach at multiple sites. Separately, Representative Chris Pappas and Senator Jeanne Shaheen introduced the bipartisan Respect for Local Communities Act on February 23, 2026. It would require local and state sign-off before ICE opens new detention facilities, but it has not advanced in the Republican-controlled Congress. Not one of these sites has a confirmed construction start date, since each remains contingent on the outcome of competitive bidding among interested contractors. ICE has invited proposals. It has not yet signed a single construction contract. Solicitation reflects a documented strategic shift away from renting space and converting buildings. Analysts trace it through 3 approaches: a Navy-run deal, Congress ended, a warehouse conversion push that drew lawsuits and opposition, and now ICE building and owning detention facilities on federal land. As of this reporting, the story of these sites is a paper trail of proposed capacity, not yet a record of built capacity. Blueprints, cost ceilings, and bid deadlines exist on file today. Occupied cells ready for use so far do not. For continuing coverage, like this video and subscribe to Uncoded News.